In conversation with Nancy Duval, as a mother, wife, daughter, sister, and first-time author and medium, Nancy Duval wears many hats. Born in Toronto, Ontario, Nancy grew up in Penetanguishene on the shore of Georgian Bay with her mother and younger sister. In her early 20s, she met her first husband and together they started a family near Toronto. Over the years, Nancy experienced tremendous loss. Her father in 2013, her first husband in 2015, and most recently, her sister in 2019. Through grief emerged Nancy's spiritual calling. After countless hours researching and training under renowned mediums, a journey as a soul blossomed. Nancy now practices the law of attraction and lives with gratitude for life's simple gift. She can often be found journaling affirmations, meditating quietly, or providing private readings for clients. As an author and medium, Nancy Duval draws strength from both family and spirit in her mission to inspire others. And on today's episode of Auto Interview, it's my utmost pleasure and joy to have on the show today Nancy Duval. How are you doing, Nancy?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I want to thank you for inviting me to be on your show. I'm so excited to talk to you about my book.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. And you have such a pulling bio that I'm looking forward to having more conversation and your writing. So I'm excited as well.
Great. I'm really am excited to talk to you about my book and what's going on with it.
Yeah, yeah. So Nancy, I see that Whispers from Beyond, a spiritual journey of healing, happiness, and mediumship follows through your experience with loss and grief. I'd love to ask you, while enduring these gloomy days, these heart-wrenching days, what finally inspired you to eventually write a book about your journey? Why were you compelled to write this book?
Well, it's funny. It's a long story, but I'll keep it short for you. When my sister passed away, I went to see a medium who offered me some closure, and she had told me that I would write a book. She told me Rachel was instructing her that I would write a book. And I said, no, that's never going to happen. I'm not going to write a book. There's no way. And during COVID, I wrote a chapter maybe and put it away. And I never really thought about it. But this past summer in June, I was meditating and I got a strong urge that it was something that I needed to do. Mm. And I just had the feeling that there was more people out there that could benefit from my story in some small way. So I sat down, I penned this book, and I got it out. I wrote it in about a month and a half, 2 months, and the rest is history.
Wow. That's quite amazing, really, because that's really amazing to know. And I'd like to ask you too, Nancy, from reading the description page of your book on Amazon, I saw something that stuck with my belief. You made mention of the physical realm and spiritual world. I know that to some, these things are more like a joke, more like fallacy, more like, superstition. Yeah, but could you explain to us more about the realities of these two realms and the supposed impact that one realm has over another? Would you like to talk about that?
Sure. That's a really good question. It's also a difficult one to answer. The best way I can antiquate it with is we all have our beliefs.
Yeah.
And whether it's a spiritual belief or if you're a religious person, you're asked to believe in a God or angels or something that you can't see physically.
Yeah.
Well, as a medium and somebody that's spiritual, you can't really see, but you can feel. And it's the same sort of thing. It's the same sort of thing. And the two worlds they combined. Do I believe in God? Absolutely. Do I believe in spirit? Absolutely. A good like a Catholic person or a religious person will believe in God or Buddha or spirit or the angels or the Holy Spirit, and it's the same thing as a medium.
Wow. That's great, really. That's amazing. And I love your answer to it. I love the thought. Yeah, I love
Thank
your
you.
answers to it. And now, could you tell us about your career as a medium? Plus, what sort of connection does your career as a medium has to do with you being a writer? Is there any sort of connection between what you practice and what you write? And I think I've got two questions in there already.
Absolutely. There is so much connection between what I've written and my mediumship. I did take a break, a little bit sabbatical from my mediumship while I concentrated on my book. But my spirit family came in and really helped me write this book. I was not only guided by my own thoughts and feelings, but they also came in and helped me guide and put the words down like pen to paper. So it was an easier sort of experience, but it was also very therapeutic. So my mediumship and this book and being an author has there's no end and no beginning. It's like a circle. They've kind of sort of intermingled and twined together, so I
Wow.
could produce this book.
Wow, that's great. That's amazing. I love hearing that from you because I intentionally asked that following on after reading a bit about your bio. So that's quite amazing. Thank you for answering. Now, what did you hope to get out of having your book published? What do you hope to get out, to achieve of having your book published? Would you like to talk about that?
Well, this book, it's been published, and I'm very proud of it because it is my story. It's my story about an 8 year, 9 year period of my life when I lost my father,
Mm.
my first husband of 22 years, and my only sister, only sibling. She was killed in a head on collision and she was killed instantly. But it's my journey. Um, and during all those losses, the grief was just, it was, I can't even describe it. It was horrendous. It was so painful. So I came up with coping mechanisms and ways how I dealt with it, but it's also teaches me that, just because we're no longer here physically, we continue on after.
Mm.
So this book, it's gone international bestseller in England, which I'm so proud of, as well as Canada. But I'm also getting emails and messages from people like all around the world saying that, you know what, I read my book and I saw a little bit of myself in your book, and how you handled it makes me realize I can handle what I've lost.
Mm.
So the fact that it's helping somebody in a small little way
Yeah.
is my greatest achievement.
Wow, that's great. That's amazing. And your book are quite emotional and very pulling, especially with the theme of loss and grief embodied in it. So yeah, and it's quite amazing actually that other people can find, relief, and other people can also find things for them to relate to in there. That's also amazing to know, and I think that's one of the blessedness of being a writer, or blessing of writing books, be able to find themselves and relate to what you've written. It's such an amazing experience, really.
It is. It is. I'm blessed because it's, like I said, it's really has touched people's hearts,
Mm.
and it's offered some comfort. And if we can do that as a person, a human being, as offer somebody else some comfort, what a great experience and joy that is.
Absolutely. That's great. Thank you so much for answering. I love your answer to that. Now, Macy, let's go back to the theme of spirituality. I love to ask you, is your spirit family still guiding you, and who are they?
Oh, my spirit family is always with me. My spirit family, I call them my family because, quite frankly, they are my family. My dad, my first husband, he still pops in and he still guides me. I've since remarried. Um, and he is still very much around me and guiding me and helping me. And my sister is always around me. She's the one that catapulted me on this path, on this journey. And it's funny because when she was here with us on Earth, I was older than her, and I was the one that always guided her and helped her. She would always come to me, and now the roles have totally reversed. I go to her and I ask her, and she guides and helps me. So it's been quite an amazing adventure and journey. I still have I had a chocolate lab dog that we had to put down, but he was my protector, and in the spirit world his name is Menson, so he's very much around me and always protecting me. And he's in the book too. But yeah, my spirit family, I could not have done this or achieved what I have without them. So I'm very, very thankful and grateful
Wow.
for them.
Wow, that's very amazing. That's quite lovely to hear. I love your take on this, really. Thank you for answering. That's amazing to know. Yeah. Now, Missy, apart from Whispers from Beyond, do you have any other works you've authored or currently working on?
I'm not working on anything right now. Whispers from Beyond just came out January 16th on Amazon worldwide. We just released the Kindle version of it 2 weeks ago, so it's also available on Kindle. I am thinking of doing a follow-up, but it will be more of an exercise kind of journal book to accompany Whispers from Beyond.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful. That's amazing, really. I'm happy to hear about that. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, could you tell us what publishing is like for a published author like yourself? Are there any challenges you've encountered in the process of writing the book and also ever since it got published?
It's been a journey. It's been a thrilling experience. It's made me realize what goes into doing a book, or respect for authors
Yeah.
and publishers. I had no idea, like, I just thought you would write the book and you'd hand it into a publisher and they'd do their thing, and then you get it back. But there's a lot behind a book. It's time consuming. It can be expensive to do a book.
Yeah.
You have to be very dedicated to do it. And it's not a get rich quick scheme, that's for sure. But I wouldn't change it for the world. The writing the actual Whispers from Beyond was very therapeutic. It was a little bit difficult because it's my own personal story.
Yeah.
Everything in the book is true to word, so it was very emotional for me to write.
Oh.
But I find the harder part is once the book's done and you've got your copy of it.
Yeah.
I find the hard part after that is the marketing of it and getting it out there so people know about it, and getting it out to different parts of the globe and getting people talking about it and excited about it. I find that's the hard part.
Yeah, I agree with you. Writing a book, even though it might be a bit challenging or tasking, it's fun and seems to me to be a bit easier compared to the marketing aspect, which seems to be the most important and crucial aspect of publishing. Because, after writing a book, you have to do something else for people to hear about it. People need to know that
Absolutely.
a book like this exists out there, and that's the sources of a book. The source of a book, like I always say, lies in the marketing of it, lies in how great people are aware of it. Because there are so many books that people never get to know of, but they are very great. I mean, they can even become a bestseller, but they're hiding somewhere in secret because no one know about it. Why the not
Right.
so good or not so perfect ones are making waves? Yeah, so I always say this over and over again: marketing is the most important aspect of being an author, yeah, in terms of getting your work out there, getting recognition for your name, etc.
Yes, absolutely. And it's hard to kind of know where to go because I find there's a lot of people out there too that um, aren't always what they seem to be or appear to be. So
Yeah.
you have a lot of people, you publish a book, and then you're getting a lot of emails back regarding your book, but they're not always truthful emails. So you've kind of got to outweigh, the scammers and whatever else.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's great. That's amazing to know. And I'd just love to ask you, Nancy, is there anything that you love to share with the viewers about your book that we did not mention in this interview and you'd love the viewers to know?
Um, yeah, look, this book, like I said, this book has been it's been a project of love for me. It truly has. This book is my life. When I wrote it and when I announced, that I had written a book and I was starting to get it out on, my social media accounts and Instagram and TikTok and all that sort of thing, Facebook. It was very nerve-wracking getting it out there because I felt almost naked because some people knew my story, how, I lost my husband and my dad and my sister, but they didn't know all the details about it. And this book is like every word in this book I spoke. There's nothing in this book. I've changed. The only things that aren't quite true in this book are the names of some people I've changed just for protection because they're either underage or they didn't want their name in print.
Yeah.
But everything else, every word that I spoke in life. So I had to put that down. And it was very important for me to keep the integrity of what I said true to what actually happened. So that's in the book. And the response has been amazing. I'm getting, like I said, I'm getting messages from all over the world saying, this book is like just sitting down and having a coffee and talking to a friend. It's like sitting down, around a fire and you're just telling me your story. It's an easy read. There's not a lot of technical jargon in it. It's just like as if it's two friends sitting down and you're talking and you're telling me your story. And there's such a simplicity, but there's also like the truth and the beauty behind it.
Wow.
And there are parts in it that, will make you cry because they were heartbreaking moments.
Yeah.
But there's other parts too that will make you smile and laugh. So overall, it's been an amazing journey and I've managed to capture it. And I'm really proud that I was able to capture it on paper.
Yeah. That's amazing to know. I understand that it's such an emotional read because, mere reading through some short description on it, one can easily tell. That's amazing, actually, that you can put this word together. That's really wholesome. And now, Nancy, I'd love to ask you, as a published author, what sort of advice do you have for other writers who are still struggling with writing and publishing a book? What would you advise people in this category?
My advice is to, just like anything in life, you have to believe in yourself. You really do. Your voice is worth hearing. Your story is worth hearing.
Absolutely.
You might have to smaller looks at it. Don't look at the big picture. You get that great big sandwich or steak put in front of you and you're looking at it going, oh my gosh, how am I going to eat all that? But you take little bites, and by taking the little bites and moving forward in it, you accomplish so much more. It's not so overwhelming. It's not such a big task. So by doing the little steps or the little bites, it makes you true to who you are and your beliefs and your thoughts, and trust the process.
Wow, that's really amazing. Thank you so much for your advice. And I'm hopeful that viewers, including myself, would love to utilize it. And now, in case we have some interested viewers who are currently watching this interview, I would love to get a copy of your book. On what platform is it available on for purchase?
On Amazon, in the US, it's Amazon.com, Canada, Amazon.ca wide. It's also available on Kindle, so you can get it through Kindle Reads, the e-reader. Yeah.
Yeah, and I left a link in the description part of this interview. Your interested viewers can get a copy of Nancy Duval's books directly on Amazon and also another platform. So thank you so much, Nancy, for accepting the invitation to come up on the show to talk about your amazing novel. It's got a pleasure having this conversation with you.
Thank you so much, Peter. I've really enjoyed it. I wish you all the best, and it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. That was fun
Thank
with
you.
you. Thank you so much.